Hey Scandal Squad, welcome back to the channel, Celebrity Scandalous. So amidst all of this drama surrounding Jay-Z being a co-defendant in this Diddy case of allegedly raping a 13-year-old girl, the story of Rymir, his alleged secret son, is resurfacing. Now, Tasha K just recently did an interview with this young man. It's worth a watch. It's a great interview, so you guys go over there and check it out. But let's get into this media takeout story. Like, this young man has been trying to get Jay-Z to answer or take a DNA test for over a decade now. And at this point, with these new allegations against Jay-Z, I feel like in order to quiet all of this, sir, you're responding to these allegations about raping this young girl so vehemently. Why not address this? You want to know why he don't want to address it, y'all? Come in close. Because allegedly, if this proves to be his son, the young boy's mother was 15 and Jay-Z was 22. So now we have Jay-Z connected to two young girls at 15. Foxy Brown, remember there are allegations that he messed with Foxy when she was younger. And if Rymir, his name is Rymir Satterthwaite, if this is his son, Jay-Z would have impregnated his mother when she was 15. Let's get into this story. Jay-Z's alleged son, Rymir Satterwaite, is speaking out just as Jay-Z was hit with a devastating lawsuit by a 13-year-old girl claiming Beyonce's husband abused her when she was 13 in 2000 with Diddy. Rymir paints a pretty dark picture of Jay-Z as a secretive and vindictive man who had a relationship with at least one underage girl, his mother. Now, this guy has been coming forward for years stating this. This young man does not have the money Jay-Z has probably, or the legal representation. So from what I understand, Jay-Z has done everything to skirt being served, not taking the DNA test. Why not? If you are not his dad, dad it. Very simple. I know you can't entertain everybody that comes and says, hey, you're my dad. But given the fact that this guy looks quite a bit like Jay-Z, as Tasha K pointed out, the quiver in his voice sounds a little bit like Jay-Z. And the fact that he's an adult, I don't think he's entitled to any child support at this point. But I believe everybody is entitled to know their parent. And you of all people would want this to go away. Especially now that all of these allegations are on your head, I believe that this one is going to come to the forefront as well. And you may be forced to take the DNA test, Jay-Z that is. In an explosive new interview by Media Takeout, but conducted by Tasha K, the 30-year-old Rymir explained how Jay-Z has been dodging accepting paternity for years. Rymir said that Jay has been ruthless in trying to silence him. According to Rymir, his mom recently passed away after suffering from back-to-back heart attacks at 45. But before she passed, she used to show him pictures and videos of his dad, Jay-Z, growing up. Rymir says that his mom was just 15 years old when she became involved with Jay-Z. Jay-Z was 22. He believes that because of the possible underage aspect of their relationship, Jay-Z is doing his best to dodge the paternity test. Absolutely. That would be a huge reason for Jay-Z not to want to face this or to take the DNA test. But with these new charges, it's a civil case, but the civil case against Jay-Z could potentially arise to a criminal case. It just depends on how all of this plays out. When these charges or these allegations first came against Diddy from Cassie, I'm pretty sure he never thought that it would end up being an indictment and that he would be sitting in jail. If he had thought that, hindsight is 2020, he would have paid that girl $100 million as soon as she asked for that money. It could be considered a little bit of extortion, but that's a whole nother case. Jay-Z's high-priced lawyers initially tried to throw out the paternity suit, claiming that whoever was named on the birth certificate is the father. But that didn't work because Rymir DNA tested that man and that ruled him out as the father. Rymir continues to fight Jay-Z and says that this case is about due process and how no one should be played by the court system. Rymir ended the interview saying that if Jay-Z is not his dad, he's willing to publicly apologize. and that's fair. Rymir's mom gave a sworn affidavit before she died explaining her relationship with Jay-Z. I, Wanda Satterthwaite, write these allegations about my relationship with Sean C. Carter. I met Sean Corey Carter in the fall of 1992. He identified himself as Rock through my friend Kalisha Allen, who is eyewitness. And apparently there were people in her family that said Jay-Z used to mess around with this girl. And one of Jay-Z's friends has affirmed that as well. Oh, that's another. I got to get that interview. Mr. Carter and a friend came to Philadelphia to pick up both me and Kalisha around the area of 24th and Bolton Street in Philadelphia. I went by the name Carmel or Precious. Kalisha rode in the front of the car with Sean's friend, while Wanda, also known as Carmel Precious, rode in the back with Sean. The driver drove what looked like an Eldorado car, which was golden yellow. We were taken back to Sean's aunt's apartment in Brooklyn Projects in New York. Wanda's affidavit continues with a description of the building she says they entered. The building had an elevator with gates and mirrors inside, she wrote. I am unsure of which floor it was on, but the apartment had 2 bedrooms, and the bedrooms were off to your left once you entered the apartment. She states that the group talked, drank, and danced before her girlfriend went off to the room with Sean's friend, and I went with Sean to the other room. Wanda continues by describing the outfit she claims Jay-Z was wearing. Sean was wearing a black Woolrich hood jacket and a hat, and his hair was in a small afro, but once we left his aunt's place, he put on a black leather jacket. She claims that she and Jay-Z used protection during the alleged encounter, but that the protection broke. Sean and I did have protected relations, but it broke, Wanda wrote. The affidavit continues with Wanda alleging that Jay-Z and his friend, who was not named in the document, returned 2 weeks later to see her and Kalisha, but that Kalisha was not there at the time because she was having problems at home. Sean asked me to leave with him, but I told him I could not because my mother would be upset. I never saw him again until a year later on television, but I had no idea of his real name until later and did not know how to reach him. So that's his mother's statement, the affidavit before she died. And I think this story could just be deaded with a simple DNA test, a paternity test. And that's not like asking anything ridiculous. The establishment of paternity, people do it all the time for, in custody cases, for child support. And because this guy has been so persistent, he doesn't appear to be a Looney Tune. Some people just come out and, the young lady who said that she was R. Kelly's daughter, Virginia, that one was like, okay, R. Kelly and Aaliyah, that was just nuts. But this young man here, he seems to be lucid, he seems level-headed, and he does have a resemblance to Jay-Z, I would say in order for this to go away, that a court should force Jay-Z to take a paternity test. But we will have to see. With all these new allegations and these court cases that are coming against Jay-Z and just all of the stuff that's happening and surrounding him, Rymir may in fact get the opportunity to get that DNA test. But you guys jump in the comments and let me know your thoughts about all this. Should Jay-Z be allowed to just say or forget it? I don't have to take a DNA test. You're not my son. Or do you feel that he should be made to take the test just to prove that he is not the father? Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. And I'll see you on the next video. Please don't forget to like the video.